Hey everyone, in the first video of this week, I talked about the importance of intellectual property towards small businesses. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the talk that Efrat Kaznik, the founder and president of Foresight Valuation Group, gave to us in class. So Foresight Valuation Group is an intellectual property valuation advisory firm, and the president of it, Efrat Kaznik, came to our class and gave us a talk about the role of intellectual property and business assets. One of the biggest things that stood out to me is that the makeup of the S&P 500 or the Standard and Poor's 500, which is an index fund, in 1975 was 83% tangible assets, but in 2005, 30 years later, it was 80% intangible assets. Basically, in 30 short years, the economy went from a manufacturing or physical economy to one based on ideas or an ideological economy. This market shift in the economy is due to the vast amount of information sharing that has been carried on over the past few years of the internet era. You can see in the slide that I posted in my blog post that in about 1985 to 1995, which was when the internet kind of started to take traction, the market shift really kind of accelerated from a physical economy towards an ideological economy. And though it seems like a 20/80 split between intangible and tangible assets seems to be kind of the equilibrium position for the S&P 2005, has kind of stayed at that position for the past 10 or so years. This kind of shows that the um, business kind of landscape has changed dramatically in the last 30 years and has completely revolutionized how intellectual property needs to be seen as a business asset. And finally, what she went over were that there were four types of intellectual property. The first one, that there were copyrights, which is a legal right created by the law of a country that grants the creator of an original work exclusive rights to its use and distribution, usually for a limited amount of time. In the United States, that's the death of the actual inventor of or the creator of the original work plus 60 years. The second type of IP is trademarks, which is any word, name, symbol, or design used in commerce to identify and distinguish the goods of one person or manufacturer or seller from those of another, and to indicate the source of what that person is creating and where it's going to. The third type of intellectual property is that of the trade secret. So this is the one that isn't kind of consumer facing. You can't see it, you can't look it up, you can't search it, but it's a secret device or technique used by a company to manufacture its own products. So the most famous trade secret is the Coca-Cola recipe. So that's the recipe where basically nobody knows what it is, but they don't have a patent on it. You can go look it up in the USPTO database, how to make Coca-Cola, but that is a secret that only Coca-Cola has, and it's locked in a safe, and apparently only 5 people at any one time can know that secret recipe. And the fourth type of intellectual property is the patent. So this is the most popular intellectual property, the one that is most commonly known as intellectual property when you say it to somebody. And basically, it's a government authority or licensee giving a right or title for a set amount of time. In the United States, it's 17 years. Basically, for the sole right to exclude others from making, using, or selling an invention. So basically, it's able to put stakes in the ground and say, this is a turf for this specific person, nobody else can step on it. And so those are the four types of intellectual property that exist in the business world as strategic business assets. And it's clear that from Efrat's talk and the slides she's given, that those intellectual property pieces are becoming just a more and more important part of the business world today.